everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're doing absolutely amazing. Okay, today we have a really important topic, really important topic. So stay tuned. Okay, welcome back if you're returning, and also thank you for being here if you're new. If you're not a subscriber yet, make sure that you subscribe. Okay, and also like the video as well. And today we're going to talk about avoiding a hysterectomy. Okay. You can also apply this to avoiding, any type of surgery for uterine health, for uterine growths as well. Because listen, we have an astronomical amount of women that are getting hysterectomies every single year. And I know that if you're following me, 9 times out of 10, you're wanting to avoid definitely a hysterectomy, but even, having a surgery for fibroids or a procedure for fibroids. You're wanting to approach it in a more natural way, okay? So here's the thing. Because of the astronomical amount of women, again, having hysterectomies per year, this has just caused so many women to normalize having a hysterectomy, and some women to think that it's inevitable once you reach a certain age, right? So it's really important, or it's inevitable when you have certain issues such as heavy bleeding and fibroids. That's why it's so important to, approach these issues and actually get rid of them from the root cause. Because we don't, like I said, I know that it really does affect your quality of life, right? And, it's very tempting to just remove your parts, right? When, things are not going the way they're supposed to. But I'm going to teach you how to avoid that and why you should even consider that, okay? Now, let me just say, okay, for those that are new, by the way, hi, welcome. My name is Sasha. I'm a holistic womb specialist. And what I do is I help women who have fibroids and other reproductive health issues such as endometriosis, PCOS, infertility. I help them address these issues from the root cause, okay? The physical root cause, the emotional root cause. I help them adopt a personalized womb detoxification protocol that actually not just addresses the root cause, but also helps actually pinpoint the problem in a strategic way and actually heal from the issue, right? Not just shrink these growths, eliminate them. So it's really important. I also have my clients restore their hormonal balance so that they can feel balanced within themselves and within their bodies, which is so important, and also improves the health of their body and regulate their menstrual cycles, right? So that they feel more in tune with their natural 28-day cycle. So this is what I help women do. I love what I do, and I love putting the power back into women's hands when it comes to reproductive health, because unfortunately we live in a time where majority of women are having hormonal issues, reproductive health issues, and it's causing, not only, an increased amount of, other issues, because it's a full body issue when we're dealing with things like fibroids, but also too is lowering their quality of life, causing issues with infertility and so many other things. So I help women, again, address these issues naturally without the use of, medications and invasive surgeries, right? It's so important. Like I always say, you got to address the root cause. You got to address the root cause. So I want to talk today about how to avoid a hysterectomy, and also, again, fibroid surgeries, ablations, any of those things, any uterine surgery that's not needed. Okay. Also share this with at least 5 women that you know who may be contemplating surgery, maybe contemplating a hysterectomy. Okay. Really important information. Okay. First, I want to say that when it comes to having a hysterectomy, in the U.S., we have over, at this point, 600,000 women that go for hysterectomies every single year. And the number climbs each year. And the scary thing is that women that are going for hysterectomies are even getting younger and younger. So there's been even, I've even heard of, women in their 20s having hysterectomies. And unfortunately, women don't understand like what they're doing to their body when they sign up for this, and they don't understand that it's not really actually getting rid of the actual root cause of the issue. So again, it just creates more problems later on, right? This is why so many women who've had these issues, they're, for them, the risk of them having cardiovascular issues, prolapse, and so many other things just shoots up because you have not addressed what is causing the fibroids, what is causing the heavy bleeding, what is causing the endo when you have a hysterectomy, okay? So we're gonna talk about that. So let me know in the comment section, right? When it comes to fibroids, especially, we'll talk about that mainly today. How many of you feel like you've tried everything to get rid of your fibroids and you're not seeing much of a difference? You're not seeing progress? Let me know in the chat. I would love for you guys to let me know in the comment section, okay? So we can get to the bottom of this. But when it comes to fibroids, like I always say, because there's so much information out there on how to shrink your fibroids, how to get rid of your fibroids, women get stuck in this whole analysis paralysis, or they get stuck in a loophole where they're constantly searching for more and more information, right? Or they're trying the things that they've heard. Hey, this shrinks fibroids, that this supplement shrinks fibroids, or this green tea shrinks fibroids, without seeing a difference, right? Without seeing a difference. And this can cause them to think that, okay, you know, us being able to shrink and get rid of our fibroids, that's not real, or that's false, right? That can actually, you can lose hope when you've tried so many things to get rid of a problem and you're not seeing a difference, and you're still dealing with heavy bleeding, you're still dealing with the symptoms, you're still dealing with the fibroid belly. That could cause you to lose hope. And you could just, like I say, you know, when we lose hope, we're more vulnerable to be coerced into doing things that we may not have set out to do. And that could be example, like a myomectomy, right? And after having so many myomectomies, because again, these issues will continue to come back until you get to the root cause of the problem. So it's very rare that a woman has just one myomectomy and the problem goes away forever. That's not how it works, unfortunately. Typically, women are having several myomectomies, and there comes a point where you just get tired and you're like, well, I might as well just take out the uterus, right? So it's really important, because when you've tried for years and years and years, like searching and trying things, and it's not working, it's easy to, like I said, you're much more easier to talk, be coerced into doing something that you may not have set out to do. Okay, you're more vulnerable to being convinced to do something, and that is having a surgery, right? Which most women do not set out doing. Even the women that probably have signed up for surgeries, there's probably a small voice in their head telling them that don't do this, or there has to be another way. And I've heard women tell me that many times. That's also been an issue in my life, over 10 years ago, right? I've heard women tell me that something's telling them not to go through with this, right? So there's that. I want to say this first and foremost, like if that is you, if you have, like I said, search endlessly for answers, if you've tried different things, supplements, green tea, or, just different herbs, and you haven't seen progress, I do want to acknowledge your effort, because it takes, for us to go against the grain and against what we've been taught. We've been taught that, we haven't been taught to get to the root cause of the problem of our health issues. We haven't truly been taught about how to approach healing, right? We've been taught medicate, surgeries, and all of these things without actually being taught how to address our hormonal health, how to address, our liver, our kidneys, our digestive system. We haven't really been taught those things. So I want to commend any woman that actually has gone against the grain. I don't even want to say against the grain, but has actually taken charge of her own reproductive health. Because let me just say this, we talk a lot about reproductive care, reproductive rights, right? But it upsets me that this conversation, the conversation of so many women having hysterectomies, right? So many women having reproductive health issues is not in the conversation. It doesn't make any sense to me, right? When this is such a huge issue with women from the ages of 20 onward, that fibroids and endometriosis and PC and hormonal issues, it's not in the conversation when we talk about reproductive right or reproductive care. And it really, really upsets me. I just want to say that it doesn't make any sense, right? These issues, the real issues get brushed under the rug, and they put one issue, you guys know what that is, I can't say that on YouTube, at the forefront of reproductive care or reproductive rights, right? They put that issue at the forefront and sweep under the rug the important issues that are affecting so many women. So let me just put that out there, okay? So I just want to say this. I acknowledge your effort to take charge of your own reproductive health and actually say, no, I can heal this, right? Even if you haven't had success, I still acknowledge your effort, okay? So I want to say this. How women are unknowingly setting themselves up for hysterectomy or other surgeries is because they're not addressing the root cause. This is really important. I know I say this all the time, but it's so important. And women will hear this and still not really understand, right? Still ask me, hey, can I take this one thing to get rid of fibroids? There is no one thing to get rid of fibroids. There is no one thing to get rid of endometriosis, right? You have to get out of that microwave healing mindset. You really, and this is, again, will set you up for having a hysterectomy, right? You have to get out of that mindset. You have to address what caused these fibroids to occur, to develop, to grow. The underlying cause, that's going to be your hormonal health, chronic stress, how you live your everyday life, right? Unresolved trauma. These things have to be addressed. Unresolved emotional issues that we've buried inside the body, these things have to be addressed, right? You can't skip past that and think that doing acupuncture is going to get rid of fibroids. It's not. It's not, right? And it's not going to also get rid of all of the things that's going on in the body when you have fibroids, from your backed up digestive system, right, to actually the lack of detoxification that's going on in the body when we have fibroids. So it's not going to address the underlying cause. So you have to, like I said, be proactive about getting to the root cause of the problem. And a way you can do that, to start to do that, is to actually, when it comes to you having fibroids, endometriosis, go back to when in your life these things developed. Go back to when you first started noticing the symptoms, or when you first were diagnosed with fibroids, whichever comes, before the other, right? And think back to what was going on in your life, what was going on in your work life, what was going on in your relationships. Were you happy? Were you fulfilled in your life? At what point of life were you in? Were you just coming out of a bad breakup, a bad divorce? Were you having family issues? Like, take all these things into account when we're dealing with health issues, right? When we're dealing with uterine issues, fibroids, adenomyosis, endometriosis, right? So that also is a huge indicator, and it will tell you, wait a minute, I was going through this very stressful event, or I was going through all of these things and I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't paying attention to my health. There you go. So that's the way where we can start to, like I said, undo some stuff and actually get to the root of where did this thing start? Okay. It was very suddenly people think about that. And again, they just think of fibroids as, how do I get rid of the fibroids, without thinking about, okay, how did this develop? Like what? And I know the doctors will tell you it just develops out of the blue. That's not true. That's not how the body works. Okay. That is not how the body works. There's plenty of deep research and books on this topic. Trust me, I've studied them, okay, for years. That tells you where fibroids come from, the root causes of fibroids. And as somebody that's helped get rid of my own fibroids and also helped many women, like I said, hundreds over the years through courses and programs, I know fibroids front and back. And I know other reproductive health issues as well, endometriosis, adenomyosis. They occur in the body for a reason. It's not, it's not just, they don't just come out of the blue. It's not just genetic. It's deeper than that. It's much deeper than that, okay? So I definitely want to say that. You have to understand that there's a deeper issue going on in the body. So taking out the uterus is not going to help. Taking out the fibroid on its own is not going to it's not going to help. Okay, so I did want to say, I should have said this in the beginning, but we do have a hormone reset masterclass coming up real quick tomorrow. Before I get into the rest of the topic, how to get rid of hysterectomy, we have a hormone reset masterclass tomorrow at 11/11 Veterans Day at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, more information about it will be in the description box. And the link to also register will also be in the description box. It's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be on Zoom. So if you register, you'll get a Zoom link tomorrow. Okay. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And it's really going to teach you, if you have fibroids, if you have perimenopause symptoms, if you have PCOS, endometriosis, any menstrual issues, these are all hormonal issues, right? These all start off as hormonal issues. So it's so important for you to learn powerfully how to restore your balance, the balance in your body, how to restore your hormonal balance, right? That's going to prevent so many issues and just greatly improve your health overall. If you're dealing with infertility, if you're dealing with, like I said, any reproductive health issue, from endometriosis to fibroids to heavy bleeding, you need to be there. You need to be in the building, okay? Or on the Zoom. Or if you're not able to make the 4 p.m. Zoom, then we will have a replay and we'll send it out to everyone that registers, okay? So it's $88. So for the information that you're going to be getting, it's going to be very powerful. It's going to be amazing. And there's things that you can start doing ASAP to improve the health of your hormones, which is so important when we talk about, hormonal health and reproductive health issues. Okay. So disclaimer. So in order to secure your spot, click the link in my description box. Now, let's talk about there's a deeper issue going on when we're dealing with fibroids. and other reproductive health issues. You gotta look at your lifestyle, look at your day-to-day interactions, right? Look at areas of your life that where you're unfulfilled. Look at the things that you've hold on to on an emotional level. You know, whether it's pain from exes or grief or, you know, even from things like abortions and, you know, I'm not supposed to say that word on YouTube. When it comes to loss of pregnancy, that as well, us holding these things inside the body, okay? Inside the body, it's deeper, it's that on an energetic level. And then when we go to the physical things, when we're feeling stressed, when we're trying to suppress something that has happened, emotional suppression, this is when we're going to start adopting other bad habits to help us suppress that even more. When you don't want to think about, this is why people that party so hard, they're suppressing something. That I'm talking about drinking and partying and this, they're running away or suppressing something, okay? People that act like, so when we adopt unhealthy habits, we are suppressing. Like, what are you suppressing? Sometimes it takes a while, like it takes a minute for you to really, for it to come up, because you may have gone so long pushing this back, but it's still there in the body. But you may have gone so long, it's still your subconscious mind, but your conscious mind, it may take a minute to actually understand and figure out what is it, but it will come up. Trust me. Like, it takes, you know, journaling, being in tune with yourself, being in tune with your body, and not chasing away your feelings, right? Not suppressing your feelings, letting yourself feel them, even no matter how painful. And this is how we start to release them, right? Very important. But you also have to have a technique once those feelings come up of what to do. Very important, okay? I'm also going to address that in the hormone reset masterclass, because so many women, like I said, they suppress things here. And when you do that, these things, this is how we, you know, it becomes things like, you know, your body becomes out of balance. And this is how we develop things like tumors. This is how we develop things like heavy bleeding, right? And, you know, even at its worst, cancers, right? It really can get bad when you suppress a lot of the, you know, issues that you're going through. When you suppress it becomes heavy on an energetic level in the body, okay? So it's important for you to understand that. It's important for you to understand that, you know, you can't hide from your own body, right? You can't hide from your own subconscious mind. It's still there no matter how much we suppress it. It's still there, right? And what it may feel comfortable at the moment to suppress it and just pretend it didn't happen, but that's not going to cause you to heal, right? That's not going to cause you to heal physically or emotionally. Everything is connected. Everything is connected, okay? Never think of anything, even the systems in your body. Don't think your emotions, you know, to the health of your body. Never think that things are separate. Everything's connected. You might even be holding on to things that's happened to, you know, your parents, maybe. You may be holding on to that as well energetically. I see that's happened a lot too as well. So I just want to point that out. Now, and I said this earlier, when you're trying to get rid of fibroids, when you're trying to get rid of endometriosis, you want to look at this as a full circle transformative experience, right? In order to get rid of these issues, you want to address, like I said, the emotional side, the physical side. You should go on this womb healing journey, not being the same woman that you are when you first started. You should go through this journey healing and unpacking layers of yourself, and as you're shrinking and getting rid of the fibroid, right? So a lot of people, like I said, they don't understand that, and they think, again, they have this microwave style of healing, and that's not going to work. And I know that we live in a microwave era generation where people just want things quick and fast, but that does not work when it comes to fibroids. That does not work when it comes to reproductive health issues, because even if you do, like I said, the surgery, boom, get rid of it, it will come right back. It doesn't, if you don't address the root cause, or it will manifest into a deeper issue, right? And we don't want that. We want to, like I said, when we address these tumors, we don't want to just do these little remedies here and there and kind of be all over the place and, you know, I'm gonna try this one day, I'm gonna try this one day, and not fully understand that you got to get to the root cause of the problem. You have to address the problem fully. You can't just say you're gonna take vitamin D pills and your fibroid is gonna go away. That's not how it works. And your hormones are gonna be rebalanced, and your liver, your digestive system is gonna start working appropriately again. That's not how it works. Okay, so understand that it's a full, like, you want to adopt a fully transformative, the full transformative protocol, this transformative experience. That's what I do for my clients in my Detoxify Your Womb program. We adopt the full protocol as far as, you know, addressing emotional blocks that are in the body, right, that have formed as tumors energetically, also physically changing things and undoing the toxic habits that we've had that led up to the fibroids, that led up to the endometriosis, and also as well addressing the hormones, the hormonal health. Okay, very important, very, very important. And just in feeling through this is how you feel more aligned with the body. You feel more aligned with your hormones, right, your 28-day cycle. It is so important. This is why a lot of women, like I said, there's a detachment from the body, right? There's a feeling of the body working against you and not for you, and you never want that to be the case. Your body's never working against you. It's trying to get your attention, right? When it starts, you know, heavy bleeding, all of these symptoms, bloating, PMS, and breast tenderness, it's trying to get your attention that there's deeper work that needs to be done, that you need to do the work to support your body, right? So really, really important. I can't stress enough how important it is to approach healing as a transformation and not as, you know, real quick, let's just get this one thing. Understand that you got fibroids for a deeper reason, okay? You got fibroids, you develop fibroids. I always say, for me, developing fibroids was a gift because it made me realize how, like, and I did a video like this a few days ago about how my early 20s led to fibroids, but I do want to say it made me realize how toxic my behaviors were, you know, how much I was holding on to emotionally. It made me realize so much about myself and how much I need to change to become the woman that I am now and the woman that I was meant to be, okay? Not somebody that was, you know, in a lot of pain physically and emotionally, right? And at a young age as well. So that got my attention because I said, I never want to go back to that person. Like, you know, she's gone, okay? So this is how you want to shed the person and the behaviors that you were doing and, you know, all of the things that you were holding on to that led to fibroids. You want to shed that person. You don't want to, and I know that when it comes to change, it can be very scary in the moment. It can be very scary, but understand and know that you're called to change for a deeper reason. And that on the other side of change is, you know, is where you see the light, is where you actually are free, is where you're actually, you know, feel more aligned with yourself and more in tune with your body. And it's just amazing over there, okay? It's not amazing to be bleeding heavily, struggling with tumors in your womb, which does not belong there. It's not amazing to be living in survival mode. And that's what's going on when you have fibroids, when you have these growths, when you have these tumors, okay? There is a quote that says, when there is no vision, the people will perish. As a matter of fact, I think that's a quote in the Bible, but don't quote me on that. But it is an amazing quote. It's when there's no vision, the people shall perish, okay? What that means is that when you have fibroids, when you have reproductive health issues at all, and there is no vision, correct vision of how to get rid of this, and you're just all over the place and you're not actually adopting a protocol, this is when, again, like I said before, it's easier to coerce you into having a surgery because there's no vision, right? There is no protocol. There's just, okay, let me just take this one thing and the fibroids will go away. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. It's so important to have vision, knowledge, even if you needed guidance, right? Support on this journey of healing because you're literally undoing habits that you've had for years. You're literally undoing things that you've been doing for years, probably since childhood, maybe even longer than that, okay? Very important. You're undoing things that more than likely, you know, you saw your parents doing, right? That wasn't that wasn't the healthiest that you've adopted. All right. So it's really important to understand that you need the vision, you need the guidance, right? We have just FYI, for those that are interested, this 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids full bundle course. The course that, and I talked about that in the last video, the course that I brought out of retirement literally just for 1 week. That's half off, $200 off. I extended it for 1 day, okay? And that's it. After midnight tonight, Sunday, November 10th, midnight tonight, it will no longer be on the site, okay? So right now you can get the course for $200 off. And again, the information will be in the description box if you are interested in learning and adopting the protocol that helps you get rid of fibroids, right? This course has, like I said, helped many women. It's an extremely popular course. I've had it for years. That's why, and we've made other courses since then. So that's why I put it in retirement. But I brought it back. I brought it back for 1 week only. But again, that time is almost up. After tonight, after midnight, it will no longer be available. So grab the course as soon as you can. Now, I want to say this. A lot of people don't understand when it comes to myomectomies, UFEs, a lot of women don't see issues with that, but there is an issue because you're not getting to the root cause of the problem. And again, this leads to repeat myomectomies. And eventually you get to a time where you're tired. There's a woman, her story was so sad. She battled through fibroids her whole 20s. I think at 21 when she discovered she had fibroids, and shortly after had surgery because that's what the doctor told her to do. She ended up having a myomectomy every 2 years in her 20s. By the time she was about 30, 31, 32, her early 30s, she was tired, and she ended up just having a hysterectomy. And this is a woman that wanted to have children. This is a woman that had dreams of having, this is not a woman who did not want children. She wanted to have a child, but she thought because of the information she was presented that it would be impossible for her because of the fibroids and because and she was tired. I think at that point she had like 4 or 5 myomectomies, and she was just like, just take it. So these repeat surgeries, again, lead to, after going through all this pain and still developing fibroids after, this leads to having a hysterectomy. Because there's no way you're gonna go through all this suffering and pain and still wanna keep your uterus. You're gonna be like, forget it, I'm tired, right? And unfortunately, this woman didn't understand that if she didn't take care of the underlying reasons, right? And if not, she's gonna continue developing the fibroids. She ended up having a hysterectomy. I'm not sure where she is now, but it was a really sad story. It's a really sad story, and that's happened to many women. You may be watching this and on your preparing for your second surgery or UFE, or maybe you've had already more than 1 myomectomies, right, or one. Understand that if you do not address the root cause, these issues, like I said, they're still there. So just because the doctor took out the fibroid does not mean the doctor he didn't take out all the waste contributing to the fibroids. He didn't take out all the digestive system. He didn't take out all of these things that cause the fibroids to occur. Your hormonal health still in jeopardy. He didn't take that out. Like he just took out the actual fibroid. So this is why you hear stories of women developing fibroids shortly after having surgery, sometimes less than a year, right? You gotta address the root cause. And how many women have had surgery and they start having heavy bleeding again after maybe 3, 4, 5 months, right? They still have what caused these issues they still have that. They still have that. And it's sad because nobody wants to go through, repeat surgeries, but when we don't get to the root cause of the problem, we have to understand when it comes to Western medicine, they're not really working for us. They're working under a system that wants to, unfortunately, keep people sick. It's sick hair. We should know this by now. And we're not working for a system that wants to heal us, because if we heal, that's much less money for the pharmaceutical companies, right? If we're not getting these surgeries, all this stuff is again, look how much you pay for insurance every single month, right? It adds up. It adds up, especially when you're having these procedures, you're having, all of these testing. When we have fibroids, it does add up, right? There's an article that says that it costs $25,000 a year at the highest to have fibroids. $25,000 a year, and that's indirect cost and direct cost. So we're talking about, the cost of testing, diagnostic testing, surgeries, procedures, all of this stuff. And then as well, what about all of these, all the black pants you gotta buy, or the special underwear, or the all the pads and the heavy duty pads that people are, boxes and boxes of pads, due to the heavy bleeding. All of this stuff, it costs. The emergency room visits, the infusions, the this, the that, right? It does cost. Okay, so understand that. Listen, it's better to pay for healing. I'm not just saying that because of what I do, but I'm saying even if it's not for me, pay for healing. Don't pay to keep your problem. Okay, don't pay to keep your problem. All right. So quick fixes are not going to work. random remedies are not going to work. You have to get to the root cause of the problem and embrace healing as a transformative experience. This is how we avoid taking out our parts. We heal them. We heal them, okay? We heal them. Multiple fibroid surgeries, understand, multiple uterine surgeries not only lead to scar tissue. Some women have had one and have gotten scar tissue, but also sometimes like your organs start to attach together because of the adhesions, and that's becoming a huge issue with the amount of scar tissue a lot of young women are experiencing due to having these surgeries, right? That's what they don't tell you, even to the point where they're having fertility issues, some of them, due to the scarring, due to the, the fallopian tubes being blocked. This is also becoming an issue as well, okay? So understand that it serves you as a woman to address something from the root, not just continue to suppress the issue, the real issue, okay? Understand and know that. And I want to say this for any woman that is going through fibroids, that is suffering due to fibroids, or that's having, not able to operate at her full capacity in her career, in her life, right? In her social life, in her, even her enjoyment in life, right? Not able to operate at her full capacity due to fibroids, due to endometriosis, right? Due to these reproductive health issues. Check out my Detoxify Your Womb program, okay? Women, this is for women that understand that healing is a transformative experience and want to get to the roots of what is going on and address it from the root, and need guidance through the way as well, and support, and and that want to truly learn about their bodies and how to heal their bodies, and also too, heal their bodies, not even just now, but for the future, and set up their next 20, 30 years to be amazing. That's my Detoxify Your Womb program. And the reason the program is so amazing, it has been so successful, because it has lifetime value. So it's not only you learn how to heal in this present time, also too, you're learning how to heal your body, and just in case anything happens 20 years from now, and keeping your body healthy as well, keeping your hormones in balance, and keeping yourself, like, preventing fibroids from reoccurring. That's what we do in the program, and undoing the toxic habits, and undoing releasing the emotional blocks that contribute to these issues. So it's so important that, like, again, you adopt a plan that's going to get you to the root cause of the problem. That's what we do in my Detoxify Your Womb program. And that's, again, why it's being highly successful. We have a client case study, and the link will be in my description box, where we have a woman that's gotten rid of all her fibroids, as well as she's pregnant now after dealing with years of infertility before joining the program. And she worked with me for 6 months and got rid of just so many issues, from uterine scarring to, being able to shrink her uterus back to normal size, to, it's just so many issues that she had, adenomyosis. And it's just such a beautiful story. So read more about it. And also to, of course, I have other amazing clients that have, again, went above and beyond, and just, again, achieved so much, and have went into the program a different person and came out a totally different person, right? That's more their authentic self. So I just want to reiterate that, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you want any information on the Detoxify Your Womb program, be sure to click the link in my caption, okay? And check out our client case study as well, and read about it. And it really, I love the story because it inspires women, and it takes you through my client's entire journey, what she was dealing with, what also too, her fears while she was healing, and just also, like, at first she was apprehensive. It takes her through so you can know that it's not just you going through, the fear, because women have a fear of healing. I'm not gonna lie. It's not just you, because we have a fear of change. It's not just you, it was me too. And it's, women that also work with me. So don't think that you're the only one, okay? So that's all. The links will be in my description box. Join my secure spot for my hormone reset masterclass tomorrow as well. And I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, send this to somebody that you know that has fibroids or other reproductive health issues, so they can have hope and know that this is truly, truly, truly a journey, and they can know that they don't have to, go through invasive surgeries to get rid of these issues, okay? Love you guys. Have a great one. Bye.